Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is experiment number 2, constant velocity tubes of Physics 170L for the semester Spring 2020-2021. In this experiment, we shall be studying the motion of a bubble rising in a tube of water. In our physics lab, we have 6 colored tubes of about 1 meter length. So you will be studying the motion of the bubble rising from the bottom of the tube to the surface of the liquid, which is colored water, and this motion will be of 1 meter, of approximately 1 meter, will be completed in less than 10 seconds. So we have to be a little bit quick, and I'll tell you where. This is how your tubes look. There are 4 samples here, and the end you can see empty space. So just note down the empty space. When you come to the lab, note down the color of the tube and the length of the empty space. And I'll tell you what you have to do with both the quantities. Now the aim of the experiment is to obtain the equation of motion of a rising bubble in a set of constant velocity tubes of different colors using graphical method. These are constant velocity tubes. That means the acceleration is zero. They have a fixed velocity, or we assume it to be a fixed velocity, and there are 6 tubes of different colors here. We'll be analyzing 2 colors in this video, and the rest you'll be doing as an exercise. The lab data will be provided to you. Now, what is the apparatus you need? Constant velocity tubes, meter scale, stopwatch, glass markers, and graph paper. Glass markers are similar to your whiteboard markers. They work on these tubes, so you don't have to go for special markers. All the calculations will be done graphically and by no other method. So the focus is on the graphical method. Now this is your glass tube vertically held with the help of a stand, which is not shown in the picture, and this is your meter scale. Now what's the formula? The formula is the final position is equal to initial position plus speed into time, or velocity into time. We know the direction, so we'll use the word both velocity and speed in this case similarly. Now, in your lab, in your chapter 1 and 2 of your physics, what do you have? VF, sorry, YF equal to Y initial plus velocity into time. X final equal to X initial plus velocity into time when acceleration is zero. Otherwise, you have to put half AT square and other things in the equation. Here we need only the basic equation. Distance is equal to speed into time. What's the distance? Final position minus initial position is the total distance, delta p, which is equal to speed into time or velocity into time when we know the direction. Theory will be provided to you separately. You can find it in the notes and elsewhere. Now, note down the main instruction. Do all the analysis graphically and do not use any formula other than the slope. Slope formula is from your graph. We'll discuss it shortly. Now, the procedure is listed in the following steps. Select a constant velocity tube and note its color. First thing which you will do is pick one of the tubes and note down the color. Hold the tube nearly horizontal and let the bubble reach one end of the tube. See, when you hold the tube slightly different from the horizontal, that bubble will move to one end. After it has come to one end, you rotate the tube to a vertical position and at the same time start your watch and start measuring the distance at approximately 1 second. It can be 1.1 second or 1.2 seconds also. Measure the distance from the bottom of the tube and record the time of travel and the bubble's position. Sometimes two students have to do this together because the bubble moves fast. In 7 or 8 or 10 seconds, it will complete the distance of 1 meter. And you have to take 4 or 5 readings during these 10 seconds. 2 readings is very little. You have to take at least 4 or 5 readings or even more readings if possible. Then do the complete analysis graphically, which I will show you shortly Then you have to repeat this experiment for all the six colors. Now, what are the observation? You'll have six tables like this, color of the tube in each case, and you'll take five readings, five times and five positions. So five times and the corresponding five position time will be in seconds and the position will be in centimeters. This experiment can be done in centimeters. There is no strict necessity to use meters. There are six graphs, six tables and six graphs in this experiment, one for each color. Now plot the graph for position versus time. On the x-axis, the horizontal axis is called x-axis. You'll put the time, and in the vertical axis, you'll put the position. Vertical axis is the y-axis. Then calculate the slope and the y-intercept. The y-intercept will give you the initial position p0 and the slope will give you the speed, because the slope in this graph is delta p over delta t, position over time, delta p over delta t. In your calculus you'll write dp over dt, and that is the velocity or the speed in this case. Now the initial position of the bubble you'll get from the graph, which is the y-intercept, and from the tube, which is the empty space which you see here in the diagram. This empty space is the P0 when you do the experiment. Then you can compare the two, and then the velocity of the tube will come from the slope, and then you write down the equation of motion as a function of time. P of t equal to P0 plus velocity into time. There is no acceleration here. This is a very simple, easy equation. Now let's look at one solved example for the tube of yellow color. Now you really don't have to know which color it is. All colors are similar. There are small differences. The initial position and the speed is different for different colors. That's why we have six colors. Now what do you see in the table? Start reading table from the header. Color of the tube is yellow. Serial number, time in seconds, S for seconds, and position in centimeters. At 1.97 seconds, it is 31 centimeters. At 3.69 seconds, it is 43.3 centimeters. At 6.10 seconds, it is 54.9 centimeters. At 7.09 seconds, it is 65.8 centimeters. And the last reading is 8.89 seconds, 79.5 centimeters. Now this is the data for the yellow tube. Now what you have to do, there are 5 points here, T comma P. The points are T comma P because it is x comma y. X-axis corresponds to time and the y-axis corresponds to position. Look at the position 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. It goes up to 90 and your experiment stops at 80 centimeters in this case, and the time is 8.9 seconds approximately. So look, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for most of the tubes, the experiment will be over in 10 seconds because the bubble does not move very slowly. It will move fast and 10 seconds or 12 seconds are sufficient. And you have to take minimum 5 readings or 6 readings. More the readings, the better it is. Now from the table, you have to draw the points, not draw, plot the points. Now your graph paper cannot see 1.97 seconds. You have to round it off to 2 seconds. 3.69 will go to 3.7 and 6.1 will remain as it is, because in your centimeter graph you can see 10 lines between in each centimeter. So you can put it 7.09 will correspond to 7.1 and 8.89 will correspond to 8.9. Do not round it off to 9. Then in your centimeter graph, it depends what numbers you put, what scale you use. Sometimes you'll not be able to see any point in the graph. So this 43.3 will be 43, 54.9 will be approximated to 55, next 65.8 will be approximated to 66, and 79.5 will be approximated to 80. So this approximation you are doing in the points because your graph paper cannot see after the point. So it depends on the scale you are using. So take the 5 points. The first point is 2 comma 31. So this is t is 2 and the y-axis is the position which is 31. You can see this is 30, little bit above it is 31. Plot all the 5 points on the table. Take the 5 points from the table and put them on the graph paper. After you put the 5 points on the graph, don't look at the table again. Just check whether you have put the 5 points correctly. First step is to read the table, do the round off because of the limitation of the graph paper. Because your graph paper is small, you are not going to use 1 meter by 1 meter or 2 meter by 2 meter graph paper. If you are using a very big graph paper, no need to round off. Plot the 5 points. After you plot the 5 points, you have to fit a straight line. Now you can see these 5 points. Now the best line will have all the 5 points, but in this data it is impossible to put all the 5 points on the line. So take a transparent plastic scale and rotate the scale. Spend 1 or 2 minutes on deciding which is a good line. The good line has more and more points. 2 is very little, try to put 4 points in on the line. Then draw the line and stretch it till it touches the y-axis. So first draw the line, try to fit as many points as you can. You can leave the first point or the last point or the middle point, but you should try to fit about 4 points at least in this line, or sometimes three if the data is very bad. But we'll give you good data which will accommodate 4 points on a single straight line. After you make the straight line, this straight line is incomplete. You have to stretch it more till it cuts the y-axis. We do not need the intercept on the x-axis. Intercept means to catch. So we need only the y-intercept in today's data analysis, but sometimes we also need the x-intercept. So stretch the line. Just keep the same scale and keep drawing the line till it touches the y-axis. Now it will cut the y-axis at one point, that is your initial position. Your initial position is P0, which is approximately 16.9 centimeters. Your machine graph tells it is 16.921 for the y-intercept. Now, the equation of a line is y equal to mx plus c. So your m is 6.8 and c is equal to 16.9. C means cutting the y-axis in this case. Now, after you draw the line, do not look at these 5 points again. When you plot the 5 points, the table's work is over. After you make the straight line, the work of these 5 points are over. Your line cannot be perfect because the data is not good. One point is outside the line. Do not worry about it. It is normal. It's like you cannot drive your car in a straight line for a long time. After some time, it will keep moving a little bit away from the straight line. Once the graph is done, don't look at the table. Then take any 2 points on the line. Which 2 points will you take? Take whichever 2 points which look easy to you. Now, normally I take corner points because corner means the number is full and the graph slope calculation is easy. So you can take any 2 points on the line. Do not take these 5 points. You should take some different points. It is better because these 5 points are not exactly fitting the line. So one of them is little above, one of them is in the center, one of them is below. So take 2 points like the corner points. Now calculate the slope. What's the value of the slope? Slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, or you'll say delta y by delta x. So, or in your calculus you'll say dy by dx. So take any 2 points in the straight line. Straight line is a very special thing where you can take any 2 points. In other things, you cannot do that. You have to do it slightly differently. We'll discuss it some other time. The calculus teacher will tell you more about it. So read the y-intercept. You'll read the y-intercept by stretching the line, and for the slope you have to calculate. So the slope is equal to speed because position delta p by delta t is change in position over time. So it is the velocity, or you can also say speed because we know the direction in this case. Note down the y-intercept. Now the initial position is 16.9 centimeters. Your machine graphs, the computer graphs gives many numbers after the point, but your graph paper cannot see because your scale, the least count is 0.1 centimeters. So stop at 0.1, okay, 16.9. Any number after the 9. Here, if you copy, it will be wrong. So measure it and you'll have only one number after the decimal if you are using centimeters. Then the speed is calculated from the slope. Then the equation of the bubble is P of t is equal to P0 plus velocity into time. This P0 can be written P with bracket 0, but normally in this experiment we write P0. P0 is 16.9 and your velocity is 6.8. So your graph equation is P of t equal to 16.9 plus 6.8 t. Now with this equation you can know what's happening to the bubble outside the table. Your table starts at 1.97 seconds and 8.89 seconds. If you want to know what's happened at t equal to 1 second, at t equal to 1 second, your bubble is somewhere here. So you put t equal to 1. If you want to know what happens to the bubble after 20 or 30 seconds, so it will be outside the graph. But your equation will work outside the graph. So you put t equal to 20, p of 20 equal to p0 plus v into 20, 16.9 plus 6.8 into 20, which will give you 16.9 plus 136, which is 152.9 centimeters. So this is the analysis for the yellow color tube with these 5 points, 5 data sets. Now let's look at a second example. The second example, the color is green. Again, you have 5 times and it need not start at 2.97 seconds. It can start even at 1 second or half second. With the help of your stopwatch, you are going to measure. Now these are the 5 positions. These are your 5 points here which you see. Now again plot the 5 points. Again 1 point is not fitting. Your best line has the 4 points and not 5. Do not worry. Your computer graph says the slope is 2.2 and the y-intercept is 9.2. Please draw the graph by hand. The computer graphs you'll get straight away 0 in your report. You have to draw the graph by hand on a graph paper. Now stretch the line till it cuts the y-axis. You call it as the y-intercept. It will be approximately 9.2 centimeters. Just note down one thing. When you draw the graph by hand, it depends what scale you are using. Then what, how good is your pencil? So different students will get different slopes and different intercepts. It will be approximately 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, 8.9. It will not be 15 or 20. It will be something close to 9 point. Your slope will also be close to 2.2. Yes, it is not going to change much. Somebody might get 2.1 or 2.3, but you cannot get 5 or 6 slope. Okay, even if you close your eyes, it will be totally wrong. Your slope will be approximately 2.2 and your y-intercept will be approximately 9 point. Now again take 2 points which look good to you on the straight line. Once you put the 5 points, don't look at the table. When you draw the line, do not look at these points. Look for two new points which are easy for you. So look for two easy points and calculate the slope which is corresponds to the speed in this graph. Then the initial position is 9.2, the speed is 2.2 centimeters per second, and the initial position is 9.2 centimeters. Write the correct units. Then the equation of motion of the bubble is P of t. Position as a function of time is P0 plus velocity into time, which is 9.2 plus 2.2 into t. Now, if you want to know what's the position after 10 seconds, it will be P0 plus V into 10 because T equal to 10, it is 2.2 into 10 equal to 22 plus 9.2 is 31.2. Now waste 10 seconds in the table. 10 seconds is between the fourth reading and the fifth reading. Fourth reading says 33.5, fifth reading is 39.8. So your 10 seconds is between 10.63 and 13.46. So your position will be between these two numbers, 33 and 39. And how much do we get? We get 31 approximately. Yeah, we'll get less than 33 because we'll no sorry, we have to look between third and the fourth point. So your 10 seconds is between 9.2 and 10.63. So your answer will be between 27 and 33. And how much we got? We got 31.2. It looks reasonable. But your answer will not come from the table. It will come from the equation, and the equation comes from the graph. So do not try to guess the value looking at the table. You can do it for your personal exercise, but in the exam and in the reports, you have to do everything from the graph. There are methods to do the calculation directly from the table, but we are not going to try those calculations today. In this semester, we'll do every calculation from the graph. Now, what are your references? One is the PASCO International Manual, Instructional Manual. So your tubes were bought for the lab from the PASCO company, so they have provided a manual, you can use it. Then you should use this textbook by Raymond and Survey, and John Jewett. This is your book which you are going to use in Physics 100, Physics 170, Physics 210, and some other physics courses. It's also useful. You'll get something from the Moodle website, and I'll provide you some other websites also. Now, what you have to do for your lab report, write the complete lab report as given in this. You find the theory from somewhere and do it. And what about the data for the lab? The data for the lab is given here. The color of the tube is brown. Again, you have 5 positions and 5 times. So you start at 2.02 seconds and complete at 10.45 seconds. Write down the initial position from the graph. First, draw the graph. How do you draw the graph? You'll put the 5 points. Try to fit 4 or 5 points on the line. That is your best line with 4 or 5 points. If it is not 5, at least 4. And find the initial position. Find the speed using the slope. Just like the last two calculations, write down the equation and position after 30 seconds. Read the question carefully. It is position after 30 seconds, not 10, not 20. So do not put the numbers from the last two examples. Just look at the numbers in the data which is given to you and in the question given to you. That's all you have to do it. Only one graph is needed for your lab report, not six. This time we'll let you do it with one graph, but do it carefully and do a handwritten graph. See you soon inshallah in the class. Salam alaikum.